Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Amir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Thursday, March 26th, sponsored by the UK Investor Show. Starting off with a rather obscure stock, All Active Asset Capital, but it's one that mentioned by a few cognoscenti on Twitter, alleged cognoscenti, and so worth at least a glancing look. Here you can see that the bottom of the gap there at 0.28 pence. We tested that as resistance once, but end of day close above that level could take the shares up to the main resistance there at 0.5 pence. Obviously, this is not a great liquid stock, so bear that in mind. That may be a deterrent to some. On to a stock which is in the bombed out category, but looking for a recovery. Potential W-shaped reversal here for Alpha Financial Software. Also, an end-of-day close back above 66 pence would make this bear trap reversal. So above 66 pence, looking for a retest of initial March resistance at 90 pence over the next few weeks. Stop loss obviously back below recent support at 55 pence. Stock reporting today, an update today on the market regarding funding to production is Bluebird Merchant Ventures. Here you see that there's been a bear trap from below the 1.6 pence level. That was the support in August and December. Also breaking a line of resistance from the end of December at 1.6 pence as well. So holding above 1.6, we should be able to retest 2.4 to 2.6 pence over the next few weeks. Best case scenario, hitting that October resistance line projection at 3 pence over the next couple of months. But all of that assuming that we remain mostly above the 1.6 pence level. On to a stock which I cover occasionally, European Metals. Here, the excitement is provided by the gap through the top of a falling wedge from the end of October. That's a particularly aggressive move in terms of the price action, and it should have some decent follow through. The initial target here clearly back to the post-December resistance at 16 pence, but wouldn't be surprised if we can retest 24 to 26 pence over the next 1 to 2 months. Obviously assuming that we remain above the gap that's been left and above the 10 pence level. On to Gfinity, which continues to go from strength to strength. Here we've had gap up today above the 50-day moving average. That's the second gap up in recent days, and also as we had an island gap reversal as well. Makes this situation look particularly strong at the moment. The view at this stage is at least while we're above the 50-day moving average at 1.6 pence, we should retest post-September resistance around 4.5 pence over the next few weeks. I've covered Jubilee Platinum recently, but worth having another look again today, given the shares are up 18% or so. Well, they were. Bear trap here for the shares. From below the old floor there at 2.25 pence from March last year. While we hold above that, looking for a journey towards initial March resistance way up there at 3 to 3.5 pence. So plenty for the bulls to chase at this particular point. Litko, a pretty dramatic looking chart here with the very sharp vertical rise that we had towards 11 pence, came back to flush out the weak hands near to 6 pence, the old resistance. That became new support, and at the moment we're looking for a potential move as high as 13 pence, which would be the 2015 resistance line projection for the shares. Any dips at this point or in the near term towards old 2018 resistance around 8 pence regarded as a potential buying opportunity to then target 13 pence after that. New face for the heroes today comes in the form of lookers, where obviously the stock has not had a great time in the recent past, as you can tell by the chart, but looks as though we're just breaking out of this falling wedge at 17 pence, the resistance line there, after being extremely oversold. We also gapped down. There's a gap there to fill towards the low 30s. So the view here is that while we're above, or an end of day close above 17 pence, could take the shares back up towards the low 30s, even if they fall back again after that. It does look rather overstretched on the downside at the moment. Obviously, the stop loss back below today's floor at 12.5 pence. Sarium is a stock which I looked at relatively recently, I believe. Situation here is that shares a bit of a dance here either side of in the 20 to 30 pence area, looking for an end of day close. That's all we're looking for now, really, to get the shares to deliver a new leg to the upside, and that'll probably be towards the line of resistance that I'm just about to draw at the moment, heading towards 55 pence. That would complete a broadening triangle that's been in place since the end of September for the shares. This stage, only really back below 20 pence would suggest that all of this is basically a false alarm on the upside. On to Almond Mining, which has had chit-chat on Twitter as well. People talking about how much cash it's got, etc., etc. Breaking this falling wedge and breaking the 0.5 pence level. While we're above that, looking for a retest of that 1.08 February peak for the shares over the next few weeks. End of day close above the 50-day moving average should help the cause and help sentiment today, if we can break above that particular feature at 0.64 pence on an end of day close basis. Finishing off with WebOS, which has had its moments in terms of both bulls and bears in the recent past. That massive spike in January being a case in point, the fall since then being another case in point. But we've broken this falling wedge here at 0.9 pence, and holding above that, one would be looking for a move back towards 1.5 pence, which is post-January resistance for the shares. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.